In my previous attempt to get better at the game, I decided to learn most of the openings I face every game. And after concluding that they don't really matter, and studying openings is more about studying middle game ideas, and of course saving time, the natural next step is to get better at the middle game in a more direct way. After all, according to chess.com, most games are decided by a middle game tactic. This is episode 2 of Anything for Elo. You've already read the title. The strategy is just to play tactics. It's probably the most common piece of advice given by strong players to weaker players, but similarly to my previous episode, I will try my own formula to get better, since I've tried just spamming as many tactics as I can in the past without any success. What I will change this time is that I will not give up on a single puzzle, no matter how hard it is. In the past, the second I saw a puzzle that seemed too difficult for me, I would just skip it. I know it seems very obvious that if I gave up on puzzles that were too hard, I would never get better, but at the same time, this is the rule that really broke me during this challenge, and you will see why. I did not just want a mindset change though, I also wanted an objective. So I arbitrarily set it to solving 1,000 tactics successfully. It honestly did not sound too hard, and I usually can knock down hundreds of tactics in a few hours, but combined with the previous rule that I wasn't about to skip tactic, this became brutal really fast. The first day was great. Everything was going to plan. I was rated 1700 on Lichess puzzles, and as you can see, it's not very glorious. So the initial puzzles were being solved rather quickly and without too much effort, and I managed to solve 100 in one day. I thought to myself, this was going to be easy. I'll just do the same thing for the next 10 days and I'll have 1,000 done in no time. Oh, how wrong I was. The second day, I immediately realized this was going to be much harder than I thought. The first day, my win rate was about 71%, and the second, it dropped to 55. These puzzles got hard very quickly, and in hindsight, I literally have no clue how I did not foresee this problem coming. It's not like there was a cap on how hard puzzles get on Lichess. If I kept getting them correct, that would also mean they get harder. Mind you, the ones I was getting wrong weren't puzzles I just didn't try. Some of them took me well over 10 minutes, and I would just get the wrong answer in the end. And well, on the third day, my win rate dropped even more to 52%, and I was realizing that my approach of trying to hit a number of puzzles solved was detrimental. Subconsciously, I would not even feel that bad when I got one wrong, since it meant the next one would be easier, meaning I would hit my goal much faster, which was definitely not part of the plan I was initially drawing up. I did not want to associate failing a tactic with something I should be okay with, so by day 4, I decided to switch it up. So instead of going for the number of tactics solved, I decided to set my goal to reaching 2500 rating on puzzles. After all, when we try to get better at chess, we don't make the amount of games played our objective, but rather hitting certain milestones. So far, I've been stuck 2250 for pretty much the entire challenge, and that's a rating I achieved on day 1. But this change of objective also changed my mindset. Suddenly, I was willing to spend a lot more time on some of these puzzles, since I wasn't going for as much speed anymore. And, well, I got it. 25 rating on Lichess puzzles. I've achieved my goal, so why do I sound so discouraged? Well, when I said I was willing to spend a lot more time, it was way more than I initially planned, and it ended up being upwards of 30 minutes on a single puzzle. My preferred time control only gives me 10 minutes, so I thought I was wasting my time at that point. Another reason is that these puzzles were, well, they were really hard, at least for me. Most of the time, it would be stuff I would not in a million years be able to find in a real game, and I was afraid of either 1, never getting a position even remotely close to these, or 2, start to see ghosts and forcing tactics on positions that didn't have any. But there was no point speculating, it was time to play. You know, just losing because you're rusty. Oh my god. What a great start. What a great start, the Vienna. I hate this opening, if you don't know. I think this is one of the openings I hate the most in all of chess. can't stop that. Well, take. Nope, I don't see anything. I like to think of a pawn as 1 minute. So if you're down 1 pawn, but you're up 1 minute, then it's even. I like to... Oh my god, okay. Yeah, I'm losing all my elo. Oh, you played this better than me. Oh my god, okay. But you didn't. So now you lose. Okay, I'm just kidding. Yes, I instantly lost like 3 games. But that was because I hadn't played in a while, and after this warm-up, I started winning again really quickly. Oh. It's the first time I'm up since I restarted. Bro, why are you not resigning? Thank you. And you're gonna get mated in the most excruciatingly slow way. Good, resign. Good move. Brilliant! To this corporate trickery to make me pay for the ChessCon Premium. I'm not doing that. I don't need an engine to tell me I played well. They're panning Canyon's Nidari. Oh, that might not be the worst idea. I really hope every episode of this series I get a new peak. That way I will eventually reach Magnus. There's quite a bit I want to say in the analysis portion of the video, but I want to quickly comment on 1900. I genuinely never thought I'd ever get this far, but I don't want to get satisfied just yet. I cannot allow this to be my peak. I will keep going with these series and will keep trying to get better, even if 15-year-old me would be more than happy with this rating. Besides, I know my game still has a lot of room for improvement. There's no way I'm satisfied with my current form. Anyways, let's get to what happened. I will begin by saying that my suspicions were completely spot on. I never even came close to finding, let alone winning, a game thanks to finding a 2500 level tactic. I also never spent more than 1 or 2 minutes on a single move when I thought there was a tactic, since at the end of the day, my objective is to win games, not to find tactic. On occasion, a game would be won thanks to me finding a tactic. My 1900 game, for example, had this tactic. I'm willing to bet most players can instantly find what the best move is here. This is nowhere near the level of tactics I was playing during my training. So either the game would be won through my usual positional play, or won by a tactic that I did not need any training to find. In fact, if anything, there would be times where I would see ghosts and overthink a position, trying to find a tactic when there wasn't any. In this position, I spent 40 whole seconds in this calm position because I was sure there was something I was missing, only to end up playing a very basic and obvious move since I couldn't find anything in the end. It really sounds like doing this made me worse at the game. I want to go back to the first tactic I showed, my 1900 game one. The final moment was very easy to find, but the setup was actually what made this moment happen. In this position, I played queen a4 check, and according to the engine, this is not the best move. The best move here is the very natural knight b5, attacking the queen and putting the knight on a very strong square. But I was briefly able to see that black has to play a somewhat uncomfortable move if I checked with the queen instead. Naturally, they would want to block with a piece to retain their castling rights, but blocking with the knight here would lead you to losing your castling rights anyways. So they blundered and blocked with their queen instead. Before this training, I would probably not find this setup, or at least not as fast as I did. Even if I wasn't finding the same ideas in-game, my calculation ability still improved quite a bit, and I was feeling it, allowing me to constantly challenge my opponent when I find an opportunity for tricky play. I think of doing puzzles a lot like weight training for a sport. You probably won't be bench pressing anything in most competitive sports, yet it is an exercise most athletes do on a regular basis. I think chess is no different. A mind sport requires players to train their mind, except unlike your chess, you don't have a compound exercise ready for you to do every week on Monday, so you need to find other ways to do reps for your brain. There is a good reason this is the most commonly given piece of advice for new players trying to get better. Without closely analyzing their games, it's very hard to pinpoint what they are doing wrong exactly, and telling them to simply do puzzles is a very easy piece of advice that will get you better at the game eventually. My theory that I could just play a lot of tactics in a short period of time was incorrect. Bench pressing 100 reps in one day is far worse than benching 200 reps over 2 weeks. I think puzzles are no different. They need to be a habit in order for them to be useful in the long term. The rating I gained, honestly, I attribute it mostly to the amount of games played. It took me hundreds of games to hit this rating, and it took a lot of effort. Solving a couple tactics enabled me to have more confidence in trickier and sharper positions, but since I play 1d4, 90% of the games would be won through solid chess rather than tactical chess. I will continue incorporating puzzles into my improvement journey, but I will definitely not recommend doing a lot of them in a short period of time in hopes that you will magically gain a ton of rating. And for that reason, this is going in the C tier. The amount of time and, more importantly, effort spent doing this far exceeds the previous episode, and the net gain to me was not enough to justify it, especially since I really think it was the amount of games played that sealed the deal. If only there was a set of puzzles that were curated to be stuff you could realistically find in a game, and instead of playing uncurated puzzles which have motifs that will never show up in 99% of games, you play this set of curated puzzles over and over, trying to solve them faster and faster. I think that would be an incredible training method.